Radiant's turn to pick.
Night Stalker. Ten seconds. Dire's turn to pick.
Bat Rider!
10 seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Here's the Radiant ban.
Oracle. Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Sand King player, for example, which is not really that good in the offlane right now in my opinion, but he has been exceptional on that hero. A hero like Bat Rider is perfect for him. That's the one they're going to end up grabbing here in the first phase. And as far as EG goes, you generally don't want to give them IO, and Shaker right now is a top tier pick and ban. I think we're going to see this hero banned a lot just as a meta ban rather than a targeted ban toward the team. Shaker is just a... Guess what? G will just go for their classic first pick Puck that they've run recently.
Just so classic to have that Oracle come in the second though?
It's a Bat Rider counter, I think, mainly. EG want to keep their options open, but as far as the cores go, and then they just pick a support that seems to have good flexibility against the opponent. Picking that into Bat Rider is nice. The problem for Oracle, however, is that this hero is very positioning dependent, and you could be caught out by both Bat Rider and Night Stalker. They're going to be playing at a vision deficit almost guaranteed when you look at this draft. So that's something EG kind of have to solve, either by getting scouting heroes such as a Lycan
5
type
seconds
hero,
remaining.
find heroes, or having a lineup that is so, how to put it, that I don't want to say death ball, but that is very grouped up together, so it's much harder for Bat Rider to find picks.
Well, the death ball may actually be the way to go. Like when you talk about Oracle pickups, normally you talk about the hero he's going to work with. Is it just meant to be saving the Bat Rider, or is he meant to enable the other possible hero? This could be a Universe Puck. Do we look at other options now for Samael to run in that mid lane?
There's a couple of key heroes I think that you need to keep in mind when Oracle is picked. One of them is Huskar. He's gone.
Fourth ban from TNC.
Good choice. Oracle generally makes me think of heroes, you know, that regenerate somehow, so you get a lot out of False Promise. A hero like Alchemist could still be an option for you. It is.
There were some people actually tossing Alchemist around, wondering if he would actually appear in this tournament.
You're always going to see Alchemist in big tournament. It's always going to be. So the way I look at it is that in these tournaments, there's going to be different paced games based on matchups and based on how much information the teams have about each other. And if the game slows down just a bit, Alchemist gets a lot better as a pick. But maybe this early on, it's not time yet to pull out that kind of pick. But we know Samael plays a really good Alchemist, and EG haven't been afraid of playing it recently. I think they're one of the only teams, actually, in the last 2 months that have been picking Alchemist at least a couple of times. I can't remember who the opponent was, but I remember Samael just getting completely out of control with his Alchemist. What else is a classic Oracle pairing?
Death Prophet would be the other one.
Death Prophet, yeah. Very good choice for Samael as well. Surely be... It's a bit... Again, you need to have the good positioning on Oracle then, because Death Prophet actually doesn't like facing Bat Rider. You know, you're standing close to the tower, you're hitting it with Exorcism, and then if you get pulled into the enemy team, you don't really have any defensive ways of getting out unless Oracle is on the ball.
Dire's turn.
Samael's mainly been playing like Cleaners, Embers, Queen of Pains as the primary heroes, so more Samael style heroes, not these just walk at you style heroes, which everyone gets impressed when Samael plays, because like he can't highlight his full abilities. I Spirit Siphon, yay, I'm a player.
Well, you can display a lot of skill on DP as well, but it's just not as flashy. I agree with that.
5
Rubik.
seconds remaining.
Probably going to be one of the biggestly contested heroes.
Yeah.
Next to Pudge in the Arcana draft for conversation talks. DI.
Something we here talked about too much is the value of null field. Generally, you focus on can he steal some cool spells? You have telekinesis. You have Fate Bolt to depush, but the null field can be very important. And at least this two opening from EG is like more or less
Admiral
only magic
Tonka.
damage, and that is not going to change with that pick either, unless it's a core, which I. Get the guy who gets lassoed and then pull him back out.
In like the Universe Enigma
5
offlane, which will
seconds
give you
remaining.
push your team fight control, but fares poorly against the Rube. Just because he
could
could
see
turn it
Enigma,
around on him.
I could definitely see Enigma being a choice here. Doesn't sound too bad. I somehow have a feeling that this puck might be run offlane just because of the support duo he's facing. Rubik and Night Stalker are actually not that good at killing puck until nighttime. Especially when the carry in the lane is a Juggernaut. You know, their only stun is Telekinesis, which is pretty short, and then they have Void. Until Night Stalker hits level 2, if he skills Silence level 2 as Night Stalker support, which is pretty uncommon because then you reach nighttime and then are you actually gonna have Hunter in the night when night begins?
Yeah.
Unless he does that, puck fares pretty well here in that offlane, I think. It's not too bad.
He should do pretty well,
So-
like with the Lycan buff up as well. That should give him a lot more to
Pal
function
helps,
with.
for sure.
You just got to have the selfless, safe laning Arteezy.
Oh, that's actually a very good point as well that we didn't mention. They picked Lycan into Night Stalker. That's a classic counter pick in this patch where, there's going to be a lot of nighttime, so now we pick the hero that has that empowers the entire team during the night. And it actually went through all the way to 4th pick. I don't think TNC were thinking about this hero, because a lot of other teams are banning Lycan after they pick the NS.
Dire's turn
They might have
to
thought
pick.
Venom was a bigger threat, but
Venom would have caused a lot of problems for the Batrider.
Radiant's
Yes.
to pick.
More than anything else. And so what is our last one? It's going to be the Faceless Void. So
it's
they
a
go
mid-puck.
for Teamfight Lockdown. A little bit of trouble though doing damage into Chronosphere targets.
yeah, so when you pick Void with a melee core, one of two things needs to happen. Either the Chrono needs to be placed very well so your melee hero can hit the targets in the Chrono on the edge, or you use Chrono as a control tool that the Kara then plays
5
around. The
seconds
reason
remaining.
Lycan and Void actually don't have the worst synergy ever, you're thinking like, oh, I Chrono someone, but Lycan can't hit. Lycan can hit everyone else, because he can really quickly maneuver around the Chronosphere or play the numbers game, where if 2 or 3 heroes are stunned, Lycan is very powerful in fights. He wins almost every single man fight just by virtue of being ridiculously strong at that phase in the game. And he can run down the supports. So if you Chrono the cores, then Lycan will get 1 or 2 kills during that Chrono. And the rest of the lineup killing the Chrono. So there's a lot of other heroes that deal damage in Chrono. Queen of Pain, last one.
So she'll be heading towards the mid, and that ramps up the TNC and EG lineups. Queen of Pain, like, it gives them their burst damage, but is she really going to be able to win out against a puck? It's an old-fashioned matchup, the Queen of Pain versus a puck.
It's different now than it used to be a year or 2 ago. This lane, in my book, is quite a bit puck favored. It used to be like considered one of the one of the true 50-50s almost. But I think in this patch, the puck has maybe a 10% farm advantage in that lane if both players play very well. You win like 60-40 maybe, and it's simply by puck has better damage and has better sustain in the lane by being able to dodge attacks with phase shift. You can counter out the Shadow Strike, and of course, your ability to push the wave is better than Queen's if it comes to that, so you have a higher chance of getting runes because you have 2 spells that can nuke out the wave and better mana economy in general. I don't know if this was the right choice, picking this Queen of Pain. They're picking it into Kunkka, who's considered a decent counter. X marks the spot to put back. She can get messed with quite a lot by time dilation. And Lycan is one of the few carriers that can actually catch you after your blink. So I think EG have the tools here. I kind of favor them a bit as far as this draft goes, because they solve the problems that they have.
Yeah. I'm still interested to see how TNC set the pace to this game. We talk about TNC playing a fast game against EG. Their lineup will allow for that. If Queen of Pain's early rotations work out, if the Juggernaut finds himself useful with rotations, then maybe that's the other question we should probably. Where does the Juggernaut actually start his rotations? Where is his first impact he's looking for? Is it to go into the T1 tower up on the top lane? Is it meant to be to rotate to the bottom lane and try and shut down Arteezy? How does TNC keep EG on the back foot?
I think their lineup is very, very momentum based, so it's very fitting, right? I don't want to call it a hit or miss lineup, but it's one where if you don't get stuff done in the first 10 minutes, I feel like it falls flat a little bit. So they've put themselves, in that sense, a little bit on a clock to perform actions, but at the same time, their lineup is also really good at doing it. At night time, you have Night Stalker and Bad Rider playing together. The Rubik can rotate for ganks. You have 2 strong cores to gank for. The Bad Rider is a really good hero to gank for at night time. The Queen of Pain can definitely find kills with Patient. And then it just comes down to, okay, do TNC perform this early game well enough that they built the advantage they need? Talked about. I think it's fair to say EG's teamfight is just vastly superior, and their late game I also like better, just because this is not the best Juggernaut late game. I think doesn't fare that great against Lycan, and especially not against Void. Hard lockdown is generally a very good way to go against Jugger, which might have been why TNC.
This also feels like one of those games too when like the Juggernaut is for once alone without the Magnus buff up, without that big burst flash farm that can come from him. Like when you look at the drafting and like just the item progression for him now, do you still want to try and go for that carry Juggernaut? And what is the progression? Do you go for the farming items? Do I dare mention the Battle Fury Juggernaut and piss off everybody in the world?
I was thinking the same thing, if you should go farming oriented. But I don't think that's the way you farm with Jugger this patch. I think you go Mask of Madness, and then maybe you go into a Maelstrom. Like if you play very farm heavy, and then later on you can play
TNC. They're going to try and contest that top bounty rune, pick him up, throw him away with the telekinesis. But then the focus target, it is going to be down towards the Rubik. 1437's on the run. Is there enough pressure from Sam H and Tims? There isn't in time to kill off Crit, but the sticky napalm is there, making it difficult for Crit to escape. One more punch from Tims will do the work. But Sam H is taking a significant amount of damage. First blood goes the way of EG. And as far as the bounty rune goes, TNC did at least claim 3, so it's a small reward for the first blood that they lost.
That first blood gold went to Crit, and then he died immediately after. So he actually didn't gain that much because he lost some of it. Yeah, that's a pretty even trade overall. Very curious to see how this mid lane plays out. I think this, Sumail is already starting to very good control. Help from Tims will be coming in. Mel has successfully already created a double wave. This is a concept that we're going to be seeing a lot of this tournament. Since the mid lane was changed, so there's an extra creep, you can just dominate your opponent by pushing really hard, and then having so many creeps under the tower that you can freely go and hit the opposing hero and limit his ability to get CS. Here with this double wave. Who is going to lose a lot of creeps here? Sumail plays it right. He did not on that one. Or that one. But that one.
Underneath the tower does make it hard. It made it a little bit harder for Kuku as well when he's fighting inside the trees, but Tims, this is the reason why he's here. This is the reason why Night Stalker is a fantastic pickup. And a blink forward! Sumail may be in trouble. Kuku's going deep, but a little bit too deep. Underneath the tower, he'll burn the salve, but so does Sumail.
Yeah, that's a good howl by TC as well as an insurance policy there. But nice aggression coming out from Kuku there, seeing an opportunity to pounce it. I think this is how you want to try to play against Sumail. If you get the chance in mid, you want to try to pressure him because else it goes the other way. Sumail is not that kind of passive mid player that'll just sit by and trade farm unless he has to with his hero matchup. So if this amount of pressure they're putting on the puck is very good for TNC here in the mid. Sumail has to play a bit passive now. He will get a second salve coming in, but they're successfully giving Cuckoo a good lane now this rotation. The question is what it costs, because obviously that means the Night Stalker can't help top or bottom. So Universe is having a really good time against this Jared.
Yeah, he's able to find a lot of levels. They were trying to do something about it, like the telekinesis grabbed into spin. That was after he time walked, so Universe did take considerable amounts of damage from that. Yeah, Cuckoo, X-Marks, Torrented, Spot's coming in, Tims is on his way, so is the Courier, and they turn around and just punch into Zai. Cuckoo has to retreat back out again. He'll burn yet a second salve now for that mid.
This will be... I think this is a good opening game to just see how the mid lane is going to be played this turn. This lane is the biggest...
Crit, get out of here, Crit. Top lane, he's being fireflied up. Sticky Napalm to 4 stacks. All that Firefly needs to do is get on top of him.
Oh, the
more,
Centaur!
But the Centaur Storm, it keeps Artesian Zai controlled. Crit will die, and Sam H will get a solo kill, trying to contest the Dire pull on top lane.
Man, if he would have killed another hero in that Firefly burn, Zai dropped pretty low as well.
Sumail is on the wrong side of the tracks. One rare creep's able to find him. Tims will be there. Quick blink forward. Cuckoo's going to find the kill. Sumail finding himself stranded behind the tier 1 tower and getting punished on his way out.
This early game is looking very good for TNC, not just because of the kills, but also the amount of farm that the Juggernaut is getting is very nice. They've managed to create a pretty 50-50-ish situation in that mid lane. Very important, as we talked. The only hero who's suffering a bit as far as CS goes is Sam H, but he just found that kill, so he's also looking okay. And I think TNC's game plan now has been executed well enough that the first night time, now that Night Stalker's level 3, is going to be really dangerous. EG needs to be careful not to hemorrhage too many kills right now, as Tim's just got twice as strong as he was.
I'm interested to see like which lane 2 he tries to gank up. You talked about his options to go for that silence to start with, and he went for the 2 Void and 1 in Hunter of the Night. Found himself an Illusion Rune. So you've got at least that nice burst damage in the cripple, but what you don't have is the control. So Universe can time walk out, Puck will be able to illusionary or back out. But you've got different methods of escape available for Evil Genius's cause on the lanes. And then of course there's a lag. You're not going to gank the lag.
The silence point for Tims is going to be very valuable. It looks like he's actually prioritizing that as well. He's like sticking around in the bottom area, getting levels together with the Rubik. We don't that often see supports just playing together. Okay, that's really waiting for a ward. This level 4 for NS, very nice for Tim. Yeah, he knows where Universe is now. Or if he's going to try to mess with him a bit. Yep, okay.
So he can board, he can leech. But there's no gank, and EG, you asked them not to hemorrhage at this point. They're hiding on the map from TNC. There are no options on the field for a gank to come in from Tims. And instead, Sumail's trying to get aggressive in mid. The Torrent! He'll be able to connect, he's got Blink, but doesn't have the time. The stun from Zai followed up perfectly. Now Sumail in trouble. Rotations from Tims as well as 1437. The telekinesis grind will hold him in position. So 1437 will find the kill. While Queen of Pain is dead, the supports get the revenge.
That was a really nice setup there from EG though, like kind of baited the Queen to them. You don't really want to blink there against the Puck and then Zai with a nice point. But TNC just as quick on the counterplay as well, coming in with those 2 supports. At the end of the day, it's a fairly even trade. CP's being used obviously does matter, but for a hero like, I actually don't think Night Stalker even TP'd. I think he just ran over there and read that that was the play that was coming in. 1437 assisted. Easily worth it for them. Are spawning top room to, I guess, Sumail. Zai's just gonna take that. Go. Horn in mid will set up his X. Good harassment.
Meanwhile, on bottom lane, they're trying to actually go onto the Faceless Void. I say trying, succeeding. Faceless Void will die underneath the tier 1 tower, so 1437's rotations on point. We're expecting that to come from him, but it's the fact that Tims is always there with him. The support combination of TNC rotation. You know, it actually feels very reminiscent of LGD International when 1437 used to play for them. Like that quick movement, the two of them just move together and you just find the kills. Yeah, Zai's trapped between the tower. 1437's come in, and And the Observer Ward sees all. The turret will be able to connect on 3, but Zai can't get out of here. Cuckoo, Sonic Wave commits. Sumail jumps over the top. They'll have to trigger off the Shrine. Sumail cannot battle against that level of regeneration. He does get the silence off, but Void is still there. Sumail will get punished, trying to find the kill on the Queen of Pain. Even Raven TP'd in to help out in that one. And TNC now 7-2 on the board, 7 minutes in.
Very minor goal lead. That's bad for EG's lineup. As we talked about earlier on, is dead as well. I mean, it's starting to hurt a bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's expectable that EG's lineup will fall a little bit behind on kills early on. It's about, do the right heroes get the gold? Are they getting their key items? The most worrying thing for EG is that Sumail's game is going the way it is. He has 3 deaths, barely out-farming the Queen of Pain here in terms of CS. Okay, actually like 10 ahead now. On net worth, they're fairly even when Puck definitely wants to be ahead.
They're on the hunt.
Oh.
They're coming in for Cuckoo. With the smoke gank maneuver, Zai can't get in range. They just came off the back of killing the Bat Rider on the top lane, so at least they're slowing down his initiation, that dagger that SamH is desperately trying to reach.
Find crit now. Who finds who though? I think SamH is in a lot of trouble. He's gonna die here.
Yeah, you've already got that little hit coming in from the Fortune's Den. Torrent to follow up. Can't TP out this one anymore. And even with the Firefly, he's burning Zai down a fair chunk, but it doesn't matter when Atizi can move over and Zai does find the kill on that Bat Rider once more.
This is very interesting. We've not really been looking too much at Lycan so far, but Atizi is going for Necronomicon. And this build on Lycan has completely fallen out of favor as of late. We've mainly seen Lycans go for more of a combat-heavy build with damage rather than the split-pushing approach or the mana burn, obviously, that Necronomicon gives. Most Lycans would be going for a build along the lines of Mask of Madness and Armlet, and then into a BKB. But I wonder what makes him favor the Necro book here, if it's if there's a specific reason he wants that mana burn, or that it is just the game plan. Alright guys, we're going to try to split a bit more here. This is not what I was expecting.
If they feel like they need to have more power in the team fights, Necro will provide that. You get a little bit more push out of your lineup, and I suppose you get 2 more minions to give you your vision.
Mid lane Sumail.
Yeah, real issues. Cuckoo going down underneath the tier 1 tower. 1437 and SamH are nearby, and Sumail now. He's got an Orb available, Metallic to pick up. They're trying to stack him up as high as possible before they battle this, but Sumail trying to go against everybody. Starts his TP, SamH just moving away. Sumail will survive! Understanding no more stuns, no more control, and no more ways to kill him in time.
You really need to be on your A game when you're playing against Lycan when it comes to these moments. It's very deceptive sometimes what you think you can get away with and what you actually can. And I would say in general, the team that has the Lycan will have that little bit of extra advantage. Even if both teams are thinking about it, they obviously choose when to use that Howl. And it definitely gave Sumail a little bit of an edge in that fight. Nobody died after the Queen, but you could tell TNC were like hesitating, can we kill him, can we not? And then the Howl comes in, and then he gets to play it safe after he got out.
And Cuckoo's just wishing he could pop Sumail at the moment. The fact that he was able to just get the Shadow Strike off the Scream as well. Sumail doesn't have his Shrine available for another 190 seconds. An eternity for a Puck who has to now burn all of his bottle charges. While everyone else gets moved back to their farm.
This is going to be an attempt mid, I think. So Pump Darkness, silence.
Perfect Scream, Sonic Wave, and Sumail gets obliterated. Zai tried to help out. His Torrent was in a good position. He just wasn't ready for an Invis Tims.
I think they might have not got the Howl off in time either. He died really fast. Tims didn't even cast the Darkness before silencing. He just put the silence on the nuke on it instantly and saved the Sonic. So, nice kill.
And TNC instantly turned this into something favorable. In fact, it may be even more favorable. Tonka, the Firefly up. There's your lasso. They're thinking about clipping him, but they'll put him on the ground so Juggernaut can find it. The Chronosphere from Universe. It'll catch his teammate. He's trying to buy time. Omnislash Chevelle from Juggernaut starts his spin and instantly goes into the TP. They want to bail out this one. Tims fly up. He doesn't actually have ability to TP out this one, and you'll have to jump up to battle him. It's Universe versus Tims. Who is king of the hill? Right now, Universe needs to get more time logs or else he won't get it. Tims is the king of the hill! Surviving EG, they wanted something in return, but they'll lose their offlaner as well. All they wanted to do was stop the tier 1 tower from dying.
Well, they did that.
Alright, suppose Sumail can now kill him. There's consolation prize. Sumail's able to get enough money to have his veil.
That is such a 11 minutes to lose Mail. Very good for him. But of course, yes, EG defended the tower, but they're going to lose a full tier 1 top because the TC rotated down, they can't protect the lane. And this bottom tower is not long for life anyway, I think, for TNC. Their natural night time is kicking in 3 seconds. They know there's no burst here for a full minute. And I think they're going to keep on the aggression. The question is whether they're going to go bottom or focus on the top area and try to get the tier 2. So far, so good. Taken 2 tier 1 towers.
Radiant's middle
The mid tower especially at this point. Quite surprising. Sumail doesn't generally lose his tower this fast. That's been put on a lot of pressure.
This is TNC's fast gameplay you're talking about. Raven, TP out of the bottom lane, getting attacked. I instantly want to push in the top tower. Every tier 1 tower is taking damage, and EG playing reactionary, defensive chronos. Like, we can get Sumail a kill, but only after they've lost 2 heroes and Nightstalker clipped himself. Like, it seems like very, very hard work for EG, even though they do have the 2nd and 3rd highest net worth heroes on the map. The Juggernaut is still getting further and further ahead of this Lycan, and we're not feeling the influence yet of Arteezy, but also isn't that something we're expecting? Like, when you go for a Necro build, you're not going to say, hey, I'm going to really get in the mix in the fight straight away. They're going to find an opening. It's Universe, actually going to be false promised, and Sam H having to run away. Time delays make it difficult, so there's the Torrent and the Orb and the Rift, everything they've got, chip included. Throwing down towards the Batrider, and Arteezy gets himself involved. Necro books, as well as Wolves diving into the tower, looking for 1437, moving back to his tier 2 tower. The Dream Call catching out Tim's. Nightstalker once more can die. Not worth as much money this time for the Sumail double kill. But while this is going on, Raven is taking the tier 2 tower up on top lane. EG are forced to fortify. And TNC are not going to lose anything apart from their Batrider and their Nightstalker here. For a full 5-man rotation from Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, this play from EG is worth it if they also get the tower, but they simply don't have the resources anymore. And like you said, they lose the tower. So in my book, it's still good for TNC what just happened. Overall, losing a couple of heroes is obviously not ideal, but when you're trading 2 heroes to defend and get a tower at the same time, I like that trade. Good for them. You're right about the Lycan. Like it's hard for him to get very involved in the economic build, and at the same time he doesn't farm as fast as if he had another build. I was wondering if we were going to see him max the Wolves early just because of his vision, but he actually doesn't have them maxed until now. He went for a 2-2-4 build, and just now took the 2. And I think EG are identifying that the problem is they don't have as much information instead of Lycan. And they picked Lycan in part for that information, now it's finally going to start flowing in.
Here comes TNC once more. The Dire will scan up, and, well, at least one does ping as the Juggernaut going into the Dire scan.
Very good.
Those TNCs a little bit further to the north who scanned up right on top of the farming position, but they were 5 seconds too late. But now you can see the pressure applying from TNC. They've taken all the towers on the top lane outside of the base of EG. They turned their attention to the bot lane. Observer Ward is down. The vision game is just perfect for TNC. You're flagging it during the drafting phase that EG were going to have troubles with this.
Yeah, looks like this tower will fall and be denied at least this time by EG. Still a very close game right now. No major advantage apart from towers. If you look at the gold advantage that TNC have, if they lose the amount of towers that they've claimed, they're actually behind on gold. So there's like unclaimed gold on the map for EG to come back, but they need to set up that team fight that allows them to get this bottom tower, and it seems pretty difficult for them right now. Always scary to go into this kind of Nightstalker lineup at this time.
Especially now the Batrider has a Blink Dagger. Yep. With his Blink up,
now.
I don't think they actually know about it. I'm not certain if he came in range of either of the Dire Observer Wards. But you can see them trying to prepare. In fact, yep, there you go. The smoke out of range of both of the Dire Obs, and they're coming for a game. But what do they see? Right now, Crit's on a warding mission.
See Sumail.
Yeah, they saw Sumail in mid. They may even get lucky and get the right timing to pick off the courier. Here comes Sam H. Orb already used by Sumail, trying to use it to push the lane out. But now he doesn't have it. Silenced up, controlled up. The spin damage combining with the silence puck will pop. And that is a nice free to end. Raven gets more money. And Sumail having more issues with item progression.
Must on the tower though. If you make the smoke movement and you target the fucking mid, EG knows that, okay, in order to kill this puck, you're gonna need to pick 2 or 3 heroes, and they instantly turn it into an advantageous play for them getting the tower forwards. I think TNC originally with that smoke weren't intending on going for puck, but maybe trying to wrap around the bottom push that they felt like EG were gonna apply, and then they got tempted to go for puck kill, I wanna say, grab that more. And maybe it was still for the better. Maybe this bottom fight wouldn't have that well.
Yeah, and they got space for farm time too. Cuckoo has now finished up his Veil of Discord. He was farming up the top lane that entire time. Raven was having the time of his life as well. So yeah, you lose the tier 1 tower, but I'm still wondering, like, this is a lot more efficient timing. You're talking like unclaimed gold on the map. Right now in EG, every time they 5-man it up, all that unclaimed gold, the distance won't be as much once EG do claim in net worth.
What big items do we have coming in? Juggernaut finishes Manta style. Very good timing here. Ravens. Queen of Pain Veil, as you mentioned.
Level 3 book is up.
It's getting a Void Stone, so I'm guessing we'll see might be just a dual Puck style. May also nice against X-Mark. Correctly. And on the EG side, Necro 3 is done. Puck with Blink Veil. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So no really big new items, I would say, apart from that Manta style for Jugger, which makes a huge difference in this game because he can get out of Puck silence now and guarantee a spin, more or less. Right,
so they want to go.
Let's go rush.
There is no observer water around here. Apart from the Dire side, they have one sitting in front of the pit. The TNC actually have no vision around Roshan. They moved most of their wards. In fact, they've just got that one defensive ward inside their own jungle. But their aggressive vision has actually disappeared. They lost their observer ward on bottom lane, it timed out. So right now TNC, for all the vision games they were praising them for, there's a small hole. They've only just put the obs down, but it's too late. EG is already in the pit, taking Roshan, and unless Tim takes to the skies at the moment, they won't realize it in time. In fact, it's already too late. EG, they have Roshan.
This is a very good play call from them. Alright, the moment it turns to day, we're just going to go in and use our Necro Book and use our Lycan to take this Roche. TNC would have contested that if they knew. I'm pretty sure they would have tried to mess with them with the Bat Rider and the Jugger and the Queen, even if Night Stalker
they checked too late. Like the Manta Illusions were going up from the Juggernaut as well. But yeah, just 5-10 seconds behind EG.
Yep. This gives EG a nice little power play here with the Lycan Aegis. Not the best Aegis carrier as such, but
they just smoked on the Dire Obs.
Still an advantage.
4-man smoke on Dire Obs. Does EG do anything about this apart from evade?
Try to take the fight. If they have the Aegis to play with, so they could bait in the Arteezy Lycan and try to get a team fight around. That looks like exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, and there's the Observer Ward, so 1437 will see him. They do, however, see the rest of the heroes behind with the Dream Call, catching 1437. Raven, he's out. They're going to sacrifice the Rubik here. They do not want this fight. But they did get some aggressive wards down. Raven, trouble. There's a wolf on his tail at the moment, trying to body block up. And Arteezy, he does it perfectly. Blocked up one avenue. Raven doesn't even think he can get through the second, and he will be brought down. A huge kill on the Juggernaut. And Evil Geniuses lose absolutely nothing. And they may even get a little bit more. I say that they just lost a courier. Small value lost.
That's the Aegis right there. You can see the mental game that happened when that smoke broke. TNC move up, they see the Lycan with the ward they drop down, and they're like, we can't go on this guy. And then they just want to disengage, but the mobility of EG's heroes able to net them. 2 nice kills there, especially the one on Juggernaut. Very important kill. Slow him down as he was having a great game so far. Just death. And EG can maybe turn some pushing. They're looking to group up here in mid. Wolves already in 3 seconds to be summoned. The Necro Wolf's still a bit away, but I don't think TNC want to fight this.
There's no Sonic Wave. Like, she used it to kill us before.
So it's nighttime with Howl. They're not going to kill us.
Yeah, all 1437 can do is try and push him back. I suppose 1437 got Howl. It's not a bad buff up.
It's actually a very good steal when you have Night Stalker. It's one of the best spells that Rubik can have this game.
Right now, EG, they don't seem to be too dissuaded by the fact he's got it. They take the tier 1 tower in mid. They're rotating as a full group to bottom. Once again, TNC is doing this split kind of pressure. Back up towards top lane. Sandmage is up here. Gonna find that farm to get him towards his BKB. Queen of Pain still working on the Yule Scepter. 120 gold, 110 gold away now. And Raven will have to take up the mid. Still trying to work on his Maelstrom. But this is a lot of heroes to spit for a long time from EG. Is this bottom tier 2 tower really worth it? You send Sumail now to the top lane to defend. Are they still okay with this trade-off when you've got the Aegis Immortal? Is it more of that we want to fight, so we're going to force them into it.
I think it's more of a feeling of necessity that if they start splitting up, they're playing into TNC's lineup with this Bat Rider, Queen Queen Night Stalker that are innately a lot better at skirmishing than team fighting. So EG are just willing to sacrifice a little bit of farming efficiency to not give away kills. And at the end of the day, should be probably getting this long to town, or maybe not.
They're pressuring Arteezy. They're only pressuring him though. There's no real attack because they know that's pointless, right? You go onto Arteezy, he's either got Aegis or he's going to get false from.
Yeah, he's not going to die.
Yeah. So all you can do is just dissuade them, slow down the lane, continue to add pressure up on top lane, which is what Raven is doing. He's back in to pressuring that top lane to make BG wonder, like, what happens if we keep this going? A tier 2 for tier 3 tower damage? Is that worth it for them? Cuckoo amplifies up Arteezy once more, blinks away. Starts to scream, it's Howl on Howl. There goes your Sonic Wave to middle as well from Cuckoo. With a scream, you might be able to pick off at least the Necro books. So they've lost their push, and it's Samael on top lane, chasing after Raven, who's already starting his spin TP out. So they hold their tier 2 tower on bottom lane TNC, and do some chip damage to the tier 3 tower on top.
I really like that Sonic Wave cast. I think most players wouldn't have gone for that, but he identified that if he casts all his spells in succession there, he kills off the Wolves and the Necro Book, and that's probably going to stop EG's... And it did, because they're pressuring top at the same time. That Sonic Wave might have looked like a waste, but it defended a tower and it forced TPs to pop, so... Play from Coop. Read on the situation. Pipe finished now on Night Stalker, very nice item. This is a build you're going to be seeing more in this tournament. Night Stalkers used to go for Aghanim Scepter almost exclusively, but teams have identified now that it might be a bit of overkill on vision. Of course it's nice to have the vision, but you already have vision advantage just by it being nighttime, and then instead you can have a better team fighting impact. The problem of the Aghs was that you give vision and that's it. Now he's giving them team fight presence by being able to pipe up the team, having magic resistant aura, and just contributing that way. You're generally going to see this build or Solar Press.
And he's doing
first
both.
Item, and sometimes even both, yeah. And very, very standard. Could have maybe considered a Halberd. This game has two good targets, both the Lycan and the Void. Void right now doesn't matter too much.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I like this items a lot. I think the pipe first is the best.
Judging by the speed of this game, TNC, the more towns they take, the more these fights continue, the more money they're going to get. They're looking for Raven. Universe going to Chronosphere him up. Samage nearby. Blink Lasso controlling on Samael. Torrent still doing its work. Raven into the Omni Slash. The creep wave soaks up a fair amount of the jumps, however, and Samael keeping hot on his tail. So is Arteezy. You'll severing him up, and when Raven hits the ground, torrented up, he will fall. Samage also in a world of hurt, getting time locked over in the tree lines, trying to juke it out. He's lost his Firefly. He needs to blink away, but the urn, he jukes it! He went down into the small little corner on the left, moves down, can blink away, actually not even blinking, just goes with a raw TP out to safety. They will still lose the Juggernaut, but TNC, it could have been a lot worse for them.
That was really nice damage to get out. The question is if this push was like this movement from TNC was likely to succeed. I think at this point they need to realize that these fights are not gonna go their way if they set them up like this. They need to get the jump. If the first engage of the fight is this, where they get the jump on the Juggernaut or the Chrono, it's really difficult for TNC to come back to the fight. They did a lot of good countermeasures. Samage jumped in on the puck and locked him down. They even stole Howl and used it with Rubik, I believe. But still, it wasn't enough.
Universe. Hard to chase him when you've actually got that sticky napalm on him too.
Tims needs to be careful with this gem. He's getting max rooted here. They're gonna chase him down. If Samael finds him here, this is really big.
He can't get close enough. Sam H is also playing guard duty.
Tims has to go.
Both these teams are desperately trying to scramble towards that one dire obs. Can't believe there's actually gone full duration with the Jammer True Sight on the Night Stalker, but sitting in mid lane.
It's not a place that Night Stalker crosses too often. They're generally going to be playing around the two sides of the map and inside the jungle to, you know, control bounty runes, try to find the aggressive wards on the hills and whatnot. So sometimes these quote-unquote obvious mid wards can actually work very well against the Juggernaut. He's looking for more, you know, intricate spots. And that's good. Now it's expiring though, so they're actually completely blind on the map, except for the pushing in. And that becomes increasingly important. This is danger time.
So we actually look to see where Crit puts down the Nobles Ward. Where does EG feel they need to see more than anywhere else? They've only got the one available at the moment.
I think the Roshan should be the priority right now.
Well, he is back up and running. With the Assault Cuirass freshly onto Arteezy, they have a lot of armor, a lot of tank, a lot of team fight, which they want to push with.
Yeah.
But having the insurance of the Jaegers lets you push harder.
This is a very nice luxury to have by playing together with Oracle. I think if Arteezy was not with Oracle, he might have considered a BKB as a secondary item, but he feels like he has enough protection from his lineup that he can go straight in for a very aggressive damage item. And of course the defensive, it's not strictly aggressive, it goes death. It's a nice hybrid item, let's call it that here, that gives him really powerful stats in the fight.
At tier 3 towers taking damage again for Evil Genius is now down to 50% of his HP. This is that pressure from TNC. It's sort of wondering, like, just how hard does EG and how fast does EG have to push in order to stop this continuously happening from TNC?
They need to get an Aegis. With the next Aegis, they can go high ground, and EG push fast. Their lineup is fast with this AC Necro build. If they successfully find a key pick here in Roche, we're looking at maybe next daytime that they will try to claim Elena Barracks.
Well, they're looking for the pick. Smoked up, moving through mid. Best target right now is Cuckoo grabbing that 28-minute rune. He's just farming up. They need the control, and there's your blink into a Chronosphere. It's perfectly done from Universe support on the way. Tim's going to be nearby, but they've already lost the Queen of Pain. Tim's will start his TP out. They're going for Roshan. They burnt Necro books as well as Wolves, so they really want to make the most out of this. They're going in for Roshan. Look at that haste room from Samael.
TNC just going to give this away.
Samael's coming up for 1437.
Yep.
1437 is trying to add pressure towards the tower. Okay, now Samael's actually keeping back. Sam Mage, 5 flying over, blinks in. Lasso going to grab Universe. Remember, they've got no Chronosphere to work with. Underneath Roshan, who's already down to 1/5 of his HP. Support will arrive. Raven blinks in. He was almost looking to steal off Roshan. They had to trigger off the pipe. What'd you end up getting stolen? Okay, it's just going to be ripped at the moment, but 1437 hit by the torrent with the X to start it off. That'll do the work. They're looking for more. Tim, Dream called up. Omni Slash nicely hitting on almost all the heroes. EG, but the damage being distributed perfectly, meaning the Crit finds himself a double kill. And so far, TNC haven't found anything yet. Crit actually gets himself a triple kill, throwing out the nukes to try and lock down Cuckoo. He got X'd. He'll quickly Yule set her up, however. Dispelling it off means he doesn't get hit by the torrent combination. Roshan is still alive. But EG, they will shrine up and go in once more.
That's a very big win for them. Very, very big win. They got the Queen buyback. They lost no heroes, right? They didn't have a single casualty. Yep. Buyback from Night Stalker. Did they steal his gem too?
They have the Gem of True Sight over on Crit now.
Yep, so they stole the gem as well. This is like the more or less the biggest win you can imagine. I thought TNC were going to get a good fight out of this when they fought back in Queen's too late because the Necro book was expiring. EG had been using a couple of cooldowns, but they still held together very nicely there. The problem that TNC are facing right now is that they just don't have enough damage. They're not killing the heroes. They're playing into Howl, Mech, and False Promise.
Is money.
And you see this Omni Slash jumping, and he's getting some nice split damage out here, but immediately has to play defensively. Goes into the spin, scared of the Ghost Ship, and this fight is already over at this point. No one from EG is even faced. They also have the Ghost Ship. Like, there's so much sustain that TNC have to get this jump where Batrider, Lassos, and Juggernaut comes in at the same time. What started it all off was in that Roche pit. They blink Lasso, the Void, and the immediate X counterplay from Zai just makes that fight a walk in the park.
So there's the question. Maybe the answer to why EG are always grouped up the way they are. They understand that how TNC do the fights is perfectly kind of when they are there as more as five. Yep. TNC want these individual pickoffs. And the only person who seems to be a little bit further out of position is Samael. But he's a Puck with a Yule Scepter. He's got a lot of get-out-of-jail-free cards as this Puck.
It's going to be almost impossible to get the link. Batrider didn't go force that. Feels like he has to go link into straight BKB. So Samael with this link is in about 1,000 gold.
Zai looking for a kill right now. They're going to put down the sentry ward 1437. He actually did a defensive torrent. But he'll ends up losing his lives. There's the pickoff EG was looking for. They've got Aegis Immortal. They want to push in. And the line is being done. Arteezy will go through the bottom lane and attack the tier 3 tower while the rest of EG are assaulting the tier 2. And this time around, TNC's push on the top lane is not adding enough pressure. Raven is on his way up. They can soak up the wave pretty quickly here if they want to. And maybe they can actually force EG into a bad trade-off position.
Dire's top tower is
But you've still got Necrobox. Okay, everyone's coming back. And they may look for bottom. The lasso, Sam H, he caught out Arteezy. They've got the Yules up now on puck, breaking him free of any kind of extra control. Tim's still in the neighborhood. Arteezy gonna try and find this one. Crit is nearby. The Dream Coil, it catches 3 at the moment. BKB already expended from the Batrider. Welcome to your 10-second effectiveness of the BKB. It ends up with your Night Stalker dying and you not killing the Lycan. In fact, Samael going back in once more. Not being controlled. EG bailing out of a lot of those TPs that stop TNC from pressuring further.
EG are building a really big advantage at this point. This attempted split push from TNC top, they actually had a very good read on it. They were starting to hit the tower, and they got out of there just in time before Universe blinked in for the Chronosphere. If that Chrono connects, this could have been a complete disaster. Instead, it's like a minor inconvenience. Using their Night Stalker, they obviously lost nothing with the bottom tower at the very least. Still, the map just feels less and less available to TNC. Now 8,000 behind on the gold. The key items coming out now. Finally, there's a Shiva's card here in the Queen of Pain. But the problem is, you just got this feeling that she's still going to be very hesitant to go in. There's just so much damage and control and sustainability in EG's lineup.
She's trying to go onto Zai. X marks the spot. You still got the screen, the Sonic Wave available. Zai gonna let the ship fly, but you also have to protect the Queen of Pain, but cannot protect her from the Chronosphere. Orb damage, you got the Rift to follow up as well. Silence cannot blink away, and that is 86 seconds now without the Queen of Pain. And EG still itching for a push. They got the Aegis Immortal available for another minute and probably 20 seconds. So decent amount of time for EG to get the job done.
This is a lane of barracks if TNC can't get anyone to TP home fast enough. Raven's going to try through the mid lane, but he needs to chew through an entire tier 2. And so do EG top, but they're a little bit faster than the Juggernaut, let's put it that way. So they're already going to reach the base now. 1 full minute to play with.
They didn't even burn Necros,
and they know
Wolves,
no
or Howl. Like, all of these things are available right now for Evil Geniuses. Arteezy will burn all 3 of them in one big go, and that tier 3 tower, it doesn't stand a chance. Universe goes in deeper. Sam H again has to defensively BKB the Chronosphere. Does split up the fight a little bit more. The Dream Coil holding in TNC to Arteezy. Just does a lap around the Chronosphere to come in for the extra kill. There's a hit onto the Batrider, and TNC, they've lost control of this game now. Evil Geniuses taking the top racks, but what do they get in return here, TNC? You bought back on the Batrider, you're looking for a kill. At least Tim doesn't get hit by the boat, but they jump in once more. Blink for time dilation. You're gonna get hit once more by the Torrent. And TNC, they've lost too many heroes. That one pickup on the Queen of Pain has now just avalanched into this EG advantage.
They can probably say Magus here. They didn't lose their Aegis or their Cheese, I believe, in that exchange. No, they still have both.
Yep.
Just going to get straight down to the bottom. And the key piece of information for EG is that they don't win. Oh, wait a second, they're going to go in.
Oh, this is really problematic. Maybe with the Omni Slash, Universe can time walk off so much of the damage. Zai will go down. But the Batrider, he caused a lot of confusion. The issue is Raven. Manta, break free of the silence. They still need to kill off Arteezy. He's in dog form. You'll set for him up. Cuckoo wants more control. They got the screen. 1437. He's got nothing to really give. The blink forward. You can time walk into the Fade Bolt, reduce that damage. But Universe, now the cheese gets triggered. Samael's back into the fight. The Dream Coil will control him. TNC will push in the envelope. But right now, EG are delivering the death letter to their families. TNC, they've lost 2 lanes of racks, and the 3rd will be pending in a couple of minutes when EG's ready to push once more.
That's how fast the game can almost end when you get the right kill at the right time. EG with that kill on Queen was so big because
Radiant's bottom shrine is
it's not just that they're killing a key core, but it's that they know for sure that she doesn't have buyback based on when she bought back for the Roshan fight. They still had the Aegis. If Queen buys back in that Roche fight right before they claim the Aegis, you know for sure that I still have Aegis, there's no way she has buyback. Unless you time it perfectly, then you obviously know exactly what's going on.
Chrono! Universe, he got him! The Torrent from Zai, they knew exactly where Raven was. Just trying to relieve a little bit of the pressure by pushing out mid and then the spin TP. Normally you're pretty good as a Juggernaut to get out of that one, but TNC, they realize it's over. GG, they've lost their Juggernaut, they still have no Queen of Pain. And Evil Geniuses, thank you Samael for deleting all of them. Probably destroying everyone's fantasy points.
Does that matter? I don't think it matters.
Either way, Evil Geniuses, a solid victory, even though TNC definitely showed their early game prowess. Words! Pro and West.
Yeah, it just got to this point where it got too difficult. TNC played their strength early on, as you mentioned, but the coordination and team fight of EG's lineup just became too difficult to fight into. And when they found those couple of key moments that gave them the Roshans and just a couple of good team fights, I feel like TNC's lineup just ends up being too weak. And they played against the clock, and they lost.
Well, we'll have ourselves a quick break. We're coming back. There's so much more Dota still going on. So game 2 of this 2-game series, TNC versus Evil Geniuses, our first series of the TI group stage here on Stream 1. We'll be back after the break.
Killing spree!
Double kill!
Okay.
You excited?
It's okay because we can have another one later.
Hi.
Okay.
You excited?
It's okay because we can have another one later.
Hi.
Okay.
You excited?
It's okay because we can have another one later.
Hi.
Okay.
You excited?
It's okay because we can have another one later.
Hi.
And
Well,
that
it
is
could still be a
universe
universe.
park.
It could be.
Radiant's turn to pick.
There's a TA ban again, very similar to last game. They did ban the Earth Spirit this time around, however, because Night Stalker was out. I can't remember what from each. Overall, you've got like the same feeling of flow in this draft. Minor adaptations, but no, like big overhaul from either team so far.
10 seconds.
I think TNC won't go Jugger this game.
5 seconds remaining.
It felt like in that last game that he just couldn't do what they wanted the hero to do.
Dyer's turn to
Maybe
pick.
they can make it work now that they have the silencer. Here comes the Sand King that EG banned in the first game, so this is plan C or D for TNC after all of Tim's heroes got banned.
I like how you like it's plan C or D, but like you still like SK was meant to be one of the most contested heroes. Most people in their predictions had SK as the most picked hero
10
coming into this
seconds.
tournament. I believe you're actually one of them.
Yes, I did. A lot of people picked Shaker
remaining.
as the most picked hero. I think he's going to be banned too much though. So far, sample size for this series is that is the case. I'm guessing in one or two of the other games that are running right now, there might have been a single Shaker pick, but the reason that hero is so powerful is its ability to play multiple lanes, multiple roles. Offlane, mid, and roaming is a possibility. Just controlling that offlane, making sure you get experience, being annoying, having great team fight, and a pretty good laner in one. Jaker actually has a lot of good matchups. Yeah, we're not going to be seeing that hero.
He'll be banned as much as I.
Yeah, more or less.
I think I had 9 Stalker Charisma.
That could happen. He's also going to get banned a lot though.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't ban everything. Now we already have like 3 or 4 heroes that will be banned every game. That's not really how it works.
EG's going to approach this now with their Weaver pickup.
Interesting. Okay, so this is not a very common time to pick Weaver, and I think EG are going Drow. And the reason for that is, if you pick Weaver here and it's a core hero, it's strange to pick it into this lineup that isn't actually particularly bad against Weaver. Lasso is pretty good. Sand King's Stun is more or less instant against the Weaver. You want knockdown and burst damage. His global silence is good. So if EG goes the route of playing a core Weaver here, it's nice in lane against Batrider, which frees up Oracle, but Oracle is not the kind of support that wants to rotate very much anyway. He kind of wants to play that safe lane and just pull and get levels. So maybe this is a Zai Weaver with Drow Aura, or they put it mid or off lane for either Sumail or Universe and grab the Drow fourth. It has to be something that TNC are thinking. Triple range for EG, classic stuff, and could... Okay.
Yeah. The more and more you look at it, yeah. But this is what we're looking for, right? In most of the drafts, especially in day 1 of TI, when you're still uncertain how the meta's going to go, a draft which you just cannot read. Like, you start off with exactly what you had before, it's the Oracle Park, but now technically you do still have like still 2 saves. You can get around the Silence of Silencer. You've still got the False Promise. You've still got Weaver's Time Lapse. You've got higher maneuverability from both Weaver as well as Puck. Hard to lock down heroes, but TNC also has some really good lockdown. So it's from both sides. Both teams have really good synergy and counter against each other. It's all about execution.
And I think TNC are digging into their reserve pool a lot here because they want to figure out what they do in case it's a Drow. I think they might be thinking ahead.
It's a Tinker.
Tinker?
Of course it is. This is TNC. Of course it's a Tinker for Cuckoo.
That is, it's probably with the thought in mind that, okay, if they go Drow, we want to be able to hold our towers. Tinker is a pretty good hero against Drow in the sense that you have March of the Machines. Drow lineups want to like go together and push towers. There you go. And then you can put March of the Machines. You have the laser. G's lineup doesn't have like the best catch for him. You have the Puck that can maybe find Tinker, possibly get caught off guard by a swarm. But apart from that, not the easiest kill. Now, what TNC desperately need is some sort of physical damage because they have like zilch right now, and there has to be something that allows them to still get in on this round. It's one thing that you can stall it, but you need to kill Drow. You can't just let her stand there and I'm just gonna march with the machines for 3 minutes and they're not taking the tower. Not how it works.
Well, do you get like some of the older counters? Like, do we look at Spec as one of the
a Spectre is an option.
Other one counters, you can go to Life Stealer to work with the SK.
Could be a choice. You could look toward something like Phantom Assassin as well. I don't know how much Raven plays that. I think Phantom Lancer has a place in this game as well. A hero that Drow simply can't deal with. You jump in with all the illusions and she can't kill them. The only really good AoE damage they have is the Puck, which is pretty good, but the PL will outscale it eventually. And it's a lot less greedy of a pick than Spectre in my book, where you have stronger laning presence, you are able to join fights more frequently and earlier. Haunt got nerfed really hard. There's actually a PL ban in EG, so they were expecting that and will last pick the Mirana for more than likely Sumail with this Drow aura. This also means that EG have no frontline whatsoever in their Drow lineup, and that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Maybe they can get away with it because they have Oracle to protect with, but there is the Silencer. I'm actually not that sure for EG because of this Mirana pick. Frontlining is not going to be easy when you're playing into Global and a Batrider.
But if you get that 5-second arrow, that's why I'm wondering if this is actually a Zai Mirana. Rotate with him and then let the Puck, the Sumail go mid, let the Weaver go off lane.
Universe off lane Weaver?
Yeah, Universe off lane Weaver.
Yeah, could be.
Because who's really going to be controlling him properly? Like the SK closing distance on Weaver, as long as you can keep the movement up, you should be fine. TNC, we're going to see the last piece of that puzzle, and it is actually Phantom Assassin you mentioned. Someone had to close the distance between the Drow Ranger and bring the heavy amounts of physical damage, and now they've got that. Damn, Cuckoo set looks amazing.
The Tinker?
Yeah.
I like the PA.
It looks like Robocop, but like Tinker. Okay, maybe Gadget.
I like this. I like this PA set as well. The outfits are pretty cool. Then, for some reason, Drow has purple leaf as shoulders.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. What is that?
I don't know.
That doesn't seem right. It's like she just stole. Well, you know, like a big thing about like Drow Ranger's items, man. She steals everything in the.
Yeah.
Because she just picks up all the crap off the ground.
Pat in the woods.
Hey, would you want to wear something like that?
No.
Probably someone just got and said, this is a fashion crisis, throws it to the ground. Drow Ranger's like, I'm a fashion crisis, I'll take this.
Actually does look like a fashion crisis. This is like a bit all over the place. Okay, let's talk about the game though.
Yeah, let's do that.
So relative to last game, I don't know if they're favorites on this draft wise, but I like their chances better just because of the way their lineup matches up against EG's and the fact that they don't have a lane. If TNC's lanes go well and they have these key items come out, the Batrider, Blink Dagger, and both PA and Tinker have farm, I actually think EG are going to lose this one late game. I think the Radiant lineup is extremely powerful at team fighting this time. They solved that problem by having both the Sand King and the Silencer. They have good lanes, and EG's lineup is very one-dimensional.
Oh, Crit, you're not going back for this, are you? Is he going to try and deward? He's going to deward the Sentry Ward and keep his Observer Ward alive. They're going to spend another 100 gold on this to try and stop the block.
Very nice.
And that started up nicely from 1437. He knew exactly, but he couldn't attack high ground. He didn't see up the hill, so he walked all the way around to attack it. I was going to say, man, that's a really great win for TNC. Now they can open up their pull. And now your off-lane would be more scared, but...
I think what TNC should do is they give Raven this rune. He buys a sentry immediately.
How about Tims and Sam Edge can just kill off Arteezy?
Oh, that's another way of getting gold, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, Arteezy, you try and turn around when he's gone for, like, he's already gone for the precision aura. That's going to happen when you're running a 5-range lineup.
Yeah, this rune is TNC.
Yeah. No, Crit's going to try and contest it as well.
He is going to regret that. Oh, Tims.
Oh, he didn't cut through! He ran around. And now, well, where's your Burrow Strike? It's going to be 3 runes again to TNC. That's how last game started. But this time around, First Blood will go the way of TNC.
Okay,
and there's nothing Arteezy can do about it.
He held the stun the whole time and used it as a finishing move when they didn't even need it. That's pretty funny. Alright, anyway.
Guaranteed, man. There's no KSing in a team game.
Why not? Why not get the kill on the Sand King? I mean, I think it's arguably better to have it on the Sand King so he gets fast tranquils.
Oh, Zai, he found the courier. They tried to send it around the corner. Tim's Burrow Strike's trying to cancel the attack. But it's the salve that was moving in towards middle lane for Cuckoo. He wanted to be aggressive against Samael, and now they both have exactly the same thing. They're both double stacking. Cuckoo's running the Ring of Rosie, and Samael's keeping the creep wave closer on his side.
Yeah. The players are going to try to avoid what we saw in the last game when I mentioned the double waving. Want to prevent that from happening, so you're going to run in these like weird circles to not get completely outnumbered on creeps. Samael has still managed to set up somewhat of a like 1.5 wave here, and Cuckoo will be pushed into his tower, but this is not too bad. Like, this is definitely manageable for the Tinker.
Zion 1437 beat the crap out of each other. Raven would love to attack into him, but a quick Shikuchi away, having that early Blightstone makes Zion's harassment quite difficult. Not to mention he also blocked up the pull that 1437 was attempting.
Did you just say Shuki?
No.
Good.
No. I hope not.
Oh, you did.
No,
I just remembered. You had like this full year where that spell was called Shuki.
You're not allowed to actually start putting those thoughts in my head. You're meant to help me, Syndra, and not give me bad picks for TI. Like, that's the worst thing ever.
Here comes Shuki.
Oh, Shikuchi, damn it.
Oh, nice fast dagger there from Raven. Will break the clarity of Zai. So far, so good for the laning for EG, though. They're getting very good CS on both the Drow and the Puck. Mid lane is a bit contested once again. Tims is securing Cuckoo a good start on the Tinker. And as it looks right now with Cuckoo's skill build, he is doing the aggressive killing route. 2 in laser and 1 in missile. No marches just yet. Might still see him go the march route after this, just having a bit of an early harassment build in lane. But it's very telling his next skill points will be very telling for TNC's read on how to play this game, because I think both builds in this game are viable. One is, we think we're going to get pushed by Drow, I'm going to get March, and the other one is, we think we're going to be better at fighting than them early on, and we can just kill them before they take our towers if we max our nukes.
Dire's top tower needs some
See what
friends.
chooses to move more to crits.
Yeah, crits on the run from Tims. Meanwhile, Samael as well as Zaya teaming
Lot
up
of
on
damage.
Cuckoo, and they've got the damage. It's so
Another
much
put
negative
down.
armor when you've got the Swarm plus the Blightstone.
Swarm Blightstone, Drow Aura, and Tinker
Yeah.
has no defensive play except
You have
lasering a
no
hero.
right.
That's a pretty big problem in this game when you have these two mobile ranged heroes with a dire sibling that like to just be able to at least get away somehow. He has to rely on protection from his teammate, and Tims was not in the right position there to save him.
I still want to flag a bigger issue. It's the fact that the Universe once again is having a great off-lane design with the pulling completely messed up the equilibrium, but it's that bonus damage that he's had early on that's allowed him to go 18-5. He's got more CS than Arteezy has managed to achieve. And this is against like the safe lane PA, who's now 13 for 0. You may just have a little bit underneath the tower, and well, okay, there goes Zeiss. I did do something about it now. Cuckoo has the nukes, and Tim's had the Boris strike.
Weaver has to be a little bit careful in the mid lane. The amount of burst damage that Raiden will has is really high. This is something we've seen a lot of times from EG. They put
Sam
Universe off lane.
No, that's not going to work out. Not
So
much good there.
they put Universe off lane on this puck, and then he has either Drow or Maiden or both auras. There was a lot of games like that, I think, in the Kiev Major. And then they start out with one hero in his lane to help get a head start. And they get a very farmed puck as a result. And that's what Weaver accomplished in the first 2 minutes, just helping out Universe get a start, and then he went in to get that kill. Universe, nice defensive play, getting away from that
I'll
harass.
take your tribute.
Forcing a salve out of Raven here as well in this wave.
Sam H is really trying to get up in the face of this safe lane of EG. And as much pressure as possible.
He's gonna get a decent amount up here. This safe lane of TNC is, or sorry, of EG is not that strong. The Drow is. That was actually a kill.
Yeah. Zai as well as Universe once again. Like, right now, they're not even getting, like, the huge amount of bonus damage. There's only 10 bonus damage coming in from the puck, but catching him out. Again, try to get in the way. Like, 1437 throwing his body in the line, so Zai cannot continue to creep pull and take the farm away from Raven, but Raven can't survive this. He's out of consumables on the safe lane. He needs more life.
It's a big problem. There's only one tango coming in from South. He has to buy something to die, thinking about it. Cutting the wave. And top lane damage, so... The interesting thing about this game is that every core in the game is having a decent amount of farm. Like,
Oh,
nobody's
Raven.
actually sacked.
That's actually a nice play. Phantom striked himself forward, so he got hit the Orb of Universe, but Zai wasn't able to finish him off.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Tim's
attack.
also started out this TP very quickly, 1437's here, and they're going to finally secure. In fact, they may actually just have to give the farm to Tim's. Yeah, they're sending Raven all the way back home. This kill of Phantom Assassin is just getting gimped so hard.
That's not too bad if you look at the CS. Like all the 6 core heroes are doing fairly well. I mean, Raven would obviously like to do better than this, but given the circumstances, I think 25 CS at this point against this lane is pretty respectable. And he would like to have more, of course. Like it's not the perfect game, but as far as the CS goes, EG have a lead of about, I guess, on average, like 5 CS across their cores, and a bit of a gold lead here, but it's to be expected when they're in a Drow lineup like this. What really is going to make things come together is the first couple of fights, especially that the Bat Rider manages to set up for the Radiant. If they work, then this gold lead of EG will not be sufficient.
Raven's trying to kill off Crit, rotated up towards the top lane. Arteezy with just a level 1 gust, dissuading Raven, but the lane change up. Let's see how long it lasts for. You've already got Zai here. Raven needs someone to jump back out to. They TP'd in to help out, but it was Sam H who went to the shrine. He didn't actually go all the way in, but Crit and Arteezy, they've come out so far to try and fight Raven that maybe Sam H can capitalize. Tim's moving up too. They see him thanks to the dire observe board. Arteezy completes his TP out to safety. Zai, Chikuchi will get him away to safety, and Crit, well, he dies for the cause.
It would have been 2 kills for TNC if there was a dust on the Sand King. I think he's going to buy one soon. After that, it's going to annoy him that Zai was just able to freely run away there. Either him or Sam H might
is
see
under
the
attack.
dust of appearance. Trying out another healing salve for Raven.
They have to give him something. Like, top lane is the best place for him. At least TNC can do like with 1437 on the bottom lane, he can soak up some levels, do some Marasa ranged against the Park, but he knows he can't contest it. Not until Cuckoo has BTs. Then the dynamic of this game can change.
Yeah, that's still going to take quite a while. Mel in this mid lane having a good time. Generally, I would say this is a...
Gucci just got burned from the Weaver. They've got a 3-second window now to catch out Zai. Lasso's available. They're going to commit it, but the Dream Ball from Universe trying to counter off the gank. Zai, he's able to Gucci himself away to safety, and Bat Rider will fall. Is TNC being aggressive, but underneath the Tier 1 tower. They get punished, and punished hard.
That's... They got the tower down low, they forced 2 TPs, and EG have 2 low heroes, and all they got was a kill on Bat Rider, which was definitely needed. If EG didn't get a kill there, that wouldn't have been very good for them with that nice 3-man call from Universe. But yeah, good play from both teams in my opinion. They forced the rotation out of TNC, forced the rotation and put pressure, and EG respond very quickly. And
suppose you got the puck off bottom lane. Raven has more space to farm up.
Yeah.
You've still got Cuckoo getting more and more space as this Tinker in mid. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe the sacrifice, the aggression and the rotation from EG was all worth it. Kims, Observe Ward down, not sure if Crit knew what happened. 1437 starts his TP out. He goes all the way home. He ain't taking any chances.
Mid lane here. I still think this is going to be very crucial. You said the Tinker's BOTs are important. And Sumail and the Mirana, I think this is generally a fairly Tinker-favored lane, but the Drow Aura makes a very big difference. And in addition, there's been quite a bit of chaos in here. The Courier being sniped level 1 is actually the reason. We haven't really talked too much about that, but that was the 1k gold lead EG had, was the Courier snipe. Mid lane Sumail sitting in Invis.
Yeah, but there's a sentry ward. It's just a little bit further to the north. It sees Zai coming in, so Cuckoo goes, he has to back up, but the arrow from Sumail and the Starfall damage, binding with the swarm of Zai.
Very nice.
That's a very good kill. The timing of it was perfect. He's hitting it down 1600 gold. Really trying to get the BTs. Sam H.
Universe is taking a lot of damage from this lane break.
And with the curse as well, 1437, the damage. They need more. They don't have it. Puck gets home.
Draw a line to Radiant's middle tower.
So generally what he does is he goes treads and then into straight link.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge.
It's like he wants to solve some mana problems. We've seen Raindrop being the solution in the past. Raindrop +1
Dyer's
can often
bottom
take a
tower
great one,
is under attack.
Soul Ring, you definitely will not have those mana problems to push out waves. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it. Maybe it's been happening recently in games I haven't watched, but Soul Ring on Puck don't go hand in hand in my book. That's very...
It does seem like an odd combination, especially when you have like the natural regeneration. It's basically second.
It makes a lot of sense. I play a lot of Puck myself, and often you find yourself without mana. But usually the way you go around it, as I said, is that you get a Raindrop and then into Euls after the blink, but it still takes a long time, and maybe he's just been testing this out, where if you go Soul Ring, you can farm so much faster that after 10 minutes it's paid for itself. And then it's better than going for the blink.
1437. Gonna go for a quick curse over on side. Universe gonna orb himself away to safety of TNC. They brought 4 heroes in bottom tower, and they still don't get it. The catapult too strong.
Is under attack.
Arteezy activated the Drow Aura, and that range creep, or that siege creep, just did 100 damage in one shot. They were not ready for that.
Oh, Cuckoo, he's not ready for this. At least he has his BT, so even if he dies right now, he definitely does. He still has his BTs available, but Sumail going for more. 1437 burns the shrine. Sam H was thinking about coming into the regeneration area, but now this just allows EG to look for a third kill, going one after the other. Universe was going to be safe. The Lasso just cannot control anything when Crit's nearby.
And as I mentioned before this game started, if TNC get through the laning stage well, they're going to have a really good chance. This laning stage looked okay 5 minutes ago, but now it's starting to really hurt. They've lost 2 towers, they've lost multiple heroes. Top 3 on CS are EG's heroes, and EG are only going to get more and more key items now. So I think this laning stage didn't go well enough for TNC. That doesn't mean they can't come back and take some good fights here, but it's going to be a bit of a struggle. They might need to buy time, but I feel like with every minute they're going to get more and more out farmed and get picked off. So is a bit of a tricky situation they've put themselves in here.
5k behind, approaching 6k. At least the experience is only 2,000 in favor of EG.
The courier snipe.
Oh, the arrow. The observer wants Sumail. Just saw it perfectly. Tim's had no idea what hit him until it literally hit him.
Sumail is playing without Moonlight.
Suppose when your team doesn't need it?
I guess so.
This isn't no Heroes of Viewer team. And Moonlight Shadow would love to start attacking.
I think the Moonlight Shadow is, you know, it's also an aggressive attack. Use it to find ganks instead of arrows for yourself, but so far in this game hasn't needed it. And of course, if you go for this build, you have a really high damage advantage over teams. Wow.
We're not happy about that. 44 damage is being added to every other hero on EG at the moment.
He didn't take a talent either. Skilled arrow over 150. But yeah, the Drow is doing great. And usually what we've seen teams do against EG, when they run their Drow, that they try to contest the Drow's lane and shut down Arteezy so that the team doesn't benefit so much. But then the other two lanes generally go well. And TNC's approach in this game was different. Focus on their safe lane and mid lane, and so far that has not paid off at all as they were hoping. I'm still waiting for TNC to try to make a move. Like, they finally have all of their abilities online that they should want to have. They have Global Silence, Sand King Stun Epi, they have Lasso with drums. But they're not finding a way.
They've been here before. Like,
they're finding Tinker.
Yeah, bottom lane, back to the tier 2 tower. Zai's nearby, and the laser at least going to stop him from killing him off.
Oh, you're so close to spoiling there.
Man, they actually need that Aghanim Scepter rather. Like, everyone needs to be blinded in this game. Like, they're using regeneration through the bait fail. Hello! Through the arrow up, looking for a target. They go for the curse. 1437 doesn't have mana. Now he does for the global silence, allowing to find the kill onto Sumail. Sam H will take it for the 451 gold. And they'd love to get a little bit more. The tier 1 tower appears to be their target. He managed to find one. Burrow Strike him missed times. He was looking to catch Universe. He had drawn away. The Universe Dream Call holds Tim for Sam H in position. Crit. Not finding any opportunity. They don't have a reveal against the SK, allow him to go for another Burrow Strike. With the silence of Universe, at least allowing. Okay, no, there it is. The lasso is not allowing for anything. I was going to say, allowing Sam H just to watch everything going on.
Yeah, EG are dropping the ball a little bit there. I feel like they didn't need to lose anyone else than just the Mirana. TNC get more than what they came for. They got 3 kills, almost got the tower. And the Mirana kill in itself was really good, but they're going to be feeling very happy with what they just accomplished there in the last minute. Pretty much knocked EG's advantage in half within 30 seconds.
It's that point where you feel like you found nothing. You smoke gank, you go through the entire jungle, you get Observer Wards down. It's like the consolation prize to a smoke. And you wait for Tinker to actually have a crack at it. Yeah. But then you find the 3 kills around the baited Sumail.
Yep.
At least EG do have good aggressive moves. They're watching Sam H pretty closely. He's rapidly approaching his own Blink Dagger, sitting it now at 1900 gold, and EG have been very good at shutting down those heroes that are looking for those critical items. Originally it was keeping the BTs of Tinker down, then they just turned their attention towards the Batrider. Soon.
Sumail, oh, just barely missing that arrow on 1437. He was AFK, so it missed. He was literally standing. There was an arrow flying right next to him. He didn't see it at all. He just stood there and it's like, oh, that's fortunate.
Synthra's guide to avoid arrows. Take hands off keyboard and mouse.
Stand still. It's the classic thing with, you remember, Sing Sig used to play a lot of Mirana back when he was playing competitively, and he said it's way harder to hit arrows in pubs than in competitive, because I have no idea what these idiots are doing there. But this time it's the other way around, you know? It's just next level the potting. You just stand still and the arrows and you're like, oh, there's an arrow.
My prediction skills are meant to be amazing. You've got Sumail, like, you think at the moment from TI6, his prediction arrow was absolutely perfect, and... Well,
you can't predict if your enemy takes his hands off the keyboard.
Yeah.
Good.
But you add the arrow.
Let's try to catch up a little bit on items. So Raven went for a Vanguard build this game on his Phantom Assassin felt like he needed to tank up. This makes the hero very tanky. He has 150 health talent and a Vanguard, as well as the one to go. So tanky and sustainable against this Dire line. Building in toward the Deso. Actually, we might need to wait with the rest of the items.
They Moonlight
this is
Shadow.
a big moment. SamH could make a big play here.
The smoke is broken now. They don't have detection. Moonlight Shadow will wear off in 2 seconds time. So they firefly up. The Sentry Ward is down. They found the target with the False Promise. Allows Samael to bail out of this one. The Dream Core making sure Senki can stay exactly where he is. He has his epicenter available, but EG don't lose anybody. A quick Sandstorm. Zai, Burrow Strike away. Tim's on the run from him. He has enough damage. Of course, he's got a freaking Drow Ranger behind him. So Zai, Shikuchi's forward. They want trigger off the Shrine, and they're going to get it. Universe jorted himself into the middle of all of TNC. They're bailing out of the Shrine area. The arrow will connect onto Tim's. He knew what he was going to do that time, but no one from EG is close enough, or is he? Zai. You know he just wants to slip through the back lines and find somebody, but with Universe down, maybe think take a second thought about it.
That was a bit of a pretty scrappy fight, but at the end of the day, I think TNC come out slightly ahead there. They get the mid tower. They lost their silencer before he even got global off, so that fight could have been a lot better for them if he got that spell off. But EG still, you know, managed to at least get a kill on their way out.
That Shadow Blade being put to use already as the Batrider Tims, the Burrow Strike. It'll save SamH. He went down to 60 HP. The Global Silence combining with the Epicenter. They turn around onto Drow Ranger with the Flame Break. She'll burn from this. Oh, will she? The damage to keep her alive. She'll stay alive. Okay. No, here comes another Sentry Ward. Cuckoo with his TP forward. Finds the kill onto Arteezy. Crit did everything humanly possible with no false promise.
Oh, it actually takes longer than I thought. Maybe he's fine.
Man, get the bug off that 1437. It's the infestation. Ravens going in. The silence is there from Universe with the lasso. Quickly from Samael. Support is there. Crit this one around. He had the False Promise to break it. But you've lost Samael. You're losing more. Maybe Raven. This is his time to shine. Needs the vision once more. Zai fighting an Infest. Cuckoo brings him the support. March Machines to give the cover fire. PA still trying to get the bug off him and get rid of that negative armor. Zai running through the March of the Machines. Revealed for half a second and gets rocketed to oblivion. EG! Man, you're calling the other fight scrappy. That's scrappy too right there.
He's under attack.
Okay, Silencer did die, Toby, so that was the important part.
Critical.
Saw it coming. Saw it coming when they went on him. He was definitely going to get into a 30-second fight, die in the middle of that. But
he got Global Silence off, GG.
I thought he was going to die really fast, but actually a very nice counterplay there from TNC. So 1437 ran to the left, and they were chasing him with both the Mirana and the Weaver, and if both of them get like 2 attacks off, he just dies. But there was a very quick Stifling Dagger from Raven to slow down the Mirana, and then they counterplayed and turned it around very nicely. And at the end of the day there, EG, again, not really getting as much out of it as they would have hoped. Their gold lead is now down to 2k, and most of the time when we see EG have like this 5 or 6k lead with their Drow strats, they keep it. They roll with it, they extend it, and then they end the game at around 25-30 minutes. This game, that's just not going to happen. I don't think EG can break the base that early, and they need to play for plan B.
But this was the problem you're talking about in the draft. That's why you were favoring TNC a little bit more. And okay, no, bottom lane is not going to be a fight.
Yeah, you sure about that?
Well, I'm surprised SamH. He doesn't have lasso. It's on 5-second cooldown. He doesn't want to fight into it.
There's many EG heroes.
Blink Taker just arrived. Tim run away, but no! Universe, not only will he get the kill, he'll take the courier with it. Blinking forward, finding the pick.
Is that the Tinker Ward that set all of that up?
It was the Tinker Ward.
Yeah, that's not really what you put it for, but you know, nice.
You'll take what you get. But it's still the underlying problem you're talking about. The fact that EG just don't have that front liner. Like Zai is sort of becoming it, but he's spending most of his time invis running around, trying to do the damage, but you don't have that big pop damage yet from EG.
He needs to be so careful. There's no hero on the Dire that can just go in with confidence. And it's because of the Global Silence. If Global Silence wasn't in this game, I think EG would be playing very differently. But they can't just run in their Mirana, for example, and just try to go for a kill knowing that there's going to be a false promise. The moment you commit into a fight, you're committed, and you're not getting out again. Then you need to have the stronger firepower. I think it's going to have to mainly come from this Arteezy Drow that is closing in on Silver Edge, and then maybe start opening up on the PA. Take her out first. Good scan from the Radiant. They're reading this movement very well. And might be looking for a counterplay. Everything is ready on both sides for a fight.
Samael, the leap forward. He's hit the arrow with the Dream Coil. Okay, that's where you use your magical burst damage to find the kills.
And that Tinker Ward has provided so much value. I think it just got panned out by Sam H. He's like, you know what, guys? We just lost.
Wait. Are they going to realize that Roshan's being done? Does PA have a look inside the pit? Roshan's so low. Raven's walking straight past it. Now Roshan gets triggered. He'll realize it. The Burrow Strike, it catches two, including the Jakuchiing Weaver. Arteezy is away.
What a snipe.
Support is there.
Yeah, if there's one thing EG aren't lacking, it's physical damage. They can kill Roche pretty damn fast with a Crest, Swarm, and the Star Ranger right-clicking.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
That's going to be more than happy to die for the cause there.
Do you like the Silver Edge from the Dro Ranger?
Yeah, I do. It's strictly because of the PA, I
For
think.
enemies.
It's good enough, I think. Like, the Shadow Blade often provides the value that you need, but in this game, the upgrade is valuable enough to go for it straight away, I think. It's got to give them a chance to kill that PA. As you talked about, they have the burst. They just need to be able to control him a little bit.
Really good scan from EG. They scanned just north of Roshan, looking for the rotation from TNC, and they pinged on two heroes. Already understanding the Tinker was in the lane and the SK was on the front. They back up and hold near the town. A little bit more reinforcements. Babysitting Arteezy more than anything else. But now if EG want to attack, there is still that aggressive observer. Of course, Mr. Invisible Arteezy just walks straight underneath.
Raven, I don't...
They see Tim's. Again, this is how Tim's died last time on the top lane. Hiding in the tree was fine, but the Dire Vision, the observer just sees where the SK is preparing his attack.
They really want to fight this. TNC are sticking around. If Samael shows on this bottom wave, they could go for a play. EG are splitting up now. They're pinging him out. This is a dead puck if they see it.
Now such a long way. It's still a Yule Scepter on the puck. He just blinked. He orbed. He's dead. The question is, can he phase shift in time? He's able to do so. Global Silence. He's got the Yule Scepter available as well. Breaking free. Universe into the phase shift. Not only does he bait out the gank, he'll escape the gank, and Global Silence got burned for it. Bottom lane TPs are kicking in. Tim gets the Burrow Strike out, looking for the kill over on Zai. Rocket Supply forward. They saw which way Zai went. He went north. But there's no follow-up. In fact, Tim is going in into a different angle. It's to the Mirana. The Burrow Strike in. Arteezy. The epicenter is out. They dust him up. The reveal is on Arteezy. A gust creates a little bit of space, but not enough. Double sentries being planted down.
They just...
Yeah.
Oh, they stopped the TP out from Tinker. That's really big.
Cuckoo's got nothing left to fight with. 1437 can curse all he wants. Cuckoo kills himself on the edge of the Dream Call. The PA can do the work. Arteezy will fall. Both the sentries actually paying off. Now they turn their attention towards Zai. False Promise cannot protect him from the damage output that this PA can do. And they're looking for more. It's crit. Raven will have himself a double kill. Tim, the Burrow Strike, barely missing Universe. They could have been all dead. But EG will escape with Universe as the sole survivor of the EG war.
That is a really, really big game for especially the PA. Look at that gold swing for him. 1,200 gold gained there for the PA, 800 for the Sand King, and in comparison, EG Zero's barely gaining anything. Just a little bit of gain for the puck, but TNC, this is getting scary now. I feel like TNC are leading the game, and you're looking at the gold, and it's like slight EG favorite, but the game plan is just not working out well enough. And that could have gone even worse for them. If Universe isn't there with that very clutch coil on the Tinker, I think they would have been destroyed that fight. It would have been 5 for 1, 5 for 2 maybe. Samael just has to be very careful. This time again, he gets caught by the lasso without leap off cooldown, or on cooldown rather. That's right. He didn't have it. He just couldn't really do that much in that fight on this Mirana.
Invisibility.
Zai. Stalking. Finding an invis route. If he really wants to do anything about Tims, if he has a little bit of extra help. They don't have that long range arrow. Chris the only one who's nearby, so yeah, looks like this is just going to be him trying to leech an Ancient. But Cuckoo is getting into a better position. Time and time again. Blink as well as BTs.
I think the...
hard to catch him out.
Yeah, he got the lens. You generally get lens on Tinker when your next item is the axe. Sometimes you can get it with Dagon, but I think the most common build-up is this exact one where the lens comes before the laser axe upgrade, and then you focus a lot on just getting laser on 2 heroes every single cast.
I just broke the smoke. They had that smoke for a grand total of 0.5 seconds. And you still got the observer ward down. They burned the dust charge. So the obs ward will remain. And TNC
Dyer's bottom tower
I don't think EG has any interest in defending something like this. It's hard right now. Raven, by the way, building into Man's stuff. Oh, they're going to hesitate.
The scan pinged. It actually clipped onto Zai, who was just a little bit further up on the left. So they're very, very worried about an EG initiation.
Bit of the scan actually kind of working against them. They were totally fine, but they don't have the information. It gives EG a little bit of extra space to work with.
You see how defensive they are with their obs and sentry? Like they put both the obs and the sentry inside the lane at the bottom. So they're looking towards the tier 1 tower, looking for Drow Ranger to come in with that silver red to move in. But it doesn't happen. Now they take the tower. And EG continue to farm up.
Dyer's bottom tower is about to flounder.
Damage to the tier 2 here. Puck gets caught by SamH here. This is pretty bad for EG. They don't have Oracle in any position to help. I think, yeah, they spotted each other there actually. SamH has kind of made a perimeter here that EG aren't interested into, so they're gonna go for the top tier 1. They will get it. TC takes a beating though.
At the same time, the tier 2 tower's gone. So tier 1 and tier 2 for a tier 1. He'll take that trade, especially with the Tinker on the field. More space for Kuku, more money for Kuku. He's now 100 gold away from having that Aghanims.
Damn, so strong.
Yeah. It's a Phantom Assassin. Deso, Manta, and Vanguard. I'm not certain how they kill him.
They have to...
And if they even focus him. Like, do you focus a different target in the fight?
PA is the biggest kill they can find, I think. But it's also one of the harder ones. They need the Silver Edge attack to break Blur, then they need to hit a stun. The problem is their reliable stun is Stream Coil, and that doesn't last.
1437 may die here. He's a little bit out, but at the same time, Arteezy being initiated on that Blink Burrow Strike. He's the bigger kill. Starts his TP. They need a crit, and with the damage they have, it will be enough. Oh. Woohoo! Ah, goodbye, universe!
I love playing this hero.
You just love the Grave of Swords. Oh, another hit, Zai.
It feels good just to watch it, you know.
Time-lapse this.
Yep, he will. But too late.
Yeah, he's still taking the damage. He didn't want to go back into that horrible area. If he waited half a second longer, he might have been able to kill Victoria.
All right, Raven, slow down. Don't crit on every attack. They can count for the fight.
Yeah, because he can control that. Just put down the lucky chance for a second.
Dyer's middle tower is under
This is kind of funny. You look at Crit and he has 7 urns on the Oracle, but he just can't use them in the fight because heroes are getting bursted too fast. Like he doesn't really get to heal people up. It's very uncharacteristic to see this many charges on an urn in a competitive game. It happens quite a lot of games where you're not watching your economy with it. Add many of them. Use this urn.
Maybe he's gonna put on the Tinker every time he sees it.
Yeah, that's pretty good, but he's never going to be in range.
Yeah, the range is the issue. Phantom Assassin going to be on the run and evade the attack from Zai. Alright, Roshan is up in about 10-15 seconds.
Both teams can kill this very fast. PA, one of the best heroes in killing Roshan. Innate lane wants to go for minus armor. Cred has the evasion, so she can just solo it. Even with just this 10% lifesteal talent, you can easily solo out of Rosh here. And
now
EG, they need to make
play. That Abyssal's so close for Raven. Like they're actually going to have straight lockdown control now too.
This guy is going to kill everyone. They don't get full control.
There goes the arrow. They're inside of Roshan. The PA illusion on his way in. Do they deal with it quickly? Committing Rift as well. Some decent abilities. He's already triggered off his aura. And Tim, well, wait for the timing. Roshan is low, Stifling Dagger goes in, Rockets as well, Roshan killed by the dive, and the epicenter! TNC lacquering it on top of Evil Jesus. Arteezy, Chris trying to keep him alive. Maybe it was enough heal. We'll see if he does pop or not. He doesn't, he's back to full life. They had the buyback from the Weaver. They need to win this fight, but Raven, he's in the thick of it, looking for the crit. Damage will fall. They'll lose a Gem of True Sight. The Burrow Strike creating a little bit more space here from Tim. They need a little bit more here, TNC. They haven't done it just yet. 1437 will fall. Is there buybacks? You've still got Tim as well as Raven. This 2-man Basher army killing off Evil Geniuses. Raven with the ultra kill. And Evil Geniuses committing heavily into that.
Yeah, they bought back both the... What's that?
It was just Weaver.
So they bought back the Weaver, but they dive 5 heroes. Who even got the Aegis in that mess?
I honestly, like...
Aegis was on Sumail, and he died again. The cheese is... also used.
Cheese was consumed.
It might have been Arteezy who had it. He got healed.
Cheese was consumed by Arteezy.
Yeah. But in spite of that, so they had Aegis, Cheese, and a buyback, and they lost the fight. That's pretty bad. But of course, like the positioning EG are in to take that Roche is a huge gamble play. I think it was the right choice to try to go for it. But if they get caught like that, 3 or 4 man laser twice, epicenter, 3 man burrow, you're just not winning that fight. But they kind of had to do something. They felt like they gave nothing away.
Are they gonna force this? The Burrow Strike! The Sentry Ward was down. They saw him with the fresh Abyssal Blade in the front lines. Zai is gone. That's a dive back for him, and Cuckoo's looking for more. Grit has to false promise himself, allowing them to lasso Universe, bringing him down. And the bottom racks, it was evil geniuses that helped TNC fall apart. Now the shoe is most definitely on the other foot. And they get another Blink Burrow. Crit more fall. Arteezy trying to be the cannon under the tier 4 towers. They will actually bring down Sam H. The PA into the back lines. The laser, the rockets, the bash. Arteezy will fall. And EG will lose a second lane of racks guaranteed. The question is, how much longer can they stick in this game? Do they believe they still have what it takes? The draw lineup has failed.
Yeah, it's pretty much failed. I mean, it's still possible. I don't think they should GG out. There is a chance of getting a fight. They win. And the reason, I think the chance that they have is still that EA doesn't have a BKB. He might buy one now, or he might just go even harder on the damage. So they can kill Raven with the right combination where everything just clicks. Like you hit a good arrow, you get Silver Edge off, and everyone bursts him. It is really, really hard, though. And I don't think they're going to win the fight if they don't kill Raven first. I think he's just going to slowly kill everyone together with the Tinker.
But there's no way they can do it, though.
This Manta style was actually a really key pickup. He used it in that last fight at the Roche Pit to remove Fate's Edict. One of the good counterplays EG have to this PA, just doesn't exist. When he hits Disarm, he just breaks it and kills the Oracle right away, because Oracle has to expose himself to even get that spell off. And he can get punished really, really hard by Raven. And TNC, very well executed game in my opinion here. This is not easy to play. Like when you're playing against a draw lineup and you're this far behind this early, it's difficult. But they found the two fights that they needed to put themselves in a great position. And now it looks like Raven, no BKB plan. He's gonna go for the butterfly once he gets that.
Yeah.
How do you?
You don't. It's just that simple. Evil Geniuses can win afraid that he just goes in solo and away from everyone else from TNC, but they can't control. They don't have that wonderful chronosphere that Universe can bring in game 1. Instead, it's Tim's being the aggressor. Tim's Burrow Strike catching out 2-3 heroes every time. He's only now looking to build up his Aghanim Scepter. He's been hitting absolutely everything. I think he's done more control than we've seen from Sam H. Sam H is almost like that little distraction birdie, the red flag to the bull kind of thing. Go and attack this. Go and try and control this. Trick, you commit your false promise to control that.
It's actually true.
Like you can't.
He's level 15 on Bad Rider, and the Sand King's level 21.
You can't false promise 3 heroes in alliance. No. And now you got the BKB at least for Arteezy. He has this, but he's got no way to keep distance. Like there's no, like also keeping in mind, like he went for the Shadow Blade and the Silver Edge to try and counter against the Phantom Assassin. He never was able to get his Hurricane Punch. He never was able to get that repositioning item, which you kind of need to have to draw range.
Yeah, it's a fair point that he could have gone for a Force Step after that Shadow Blade, or maybe even before, and then finish the Silver Edge.
Oh, here they come. Moonlight Shadow, they're right on top of TNC. How do they do it? The Global Silence 1437, cancelling them off. Zai is low. Does he have a way out this one? Will he survive blowing up the epicenter? BKB at least protects Arteezy for the moment, but Cuckoo into the trees, spamming out the damage, and Raven crits against Sumail. Look at the damage! They can't even hit him! They're trying and trying, but the blind hitting the very, very visible. EG will lose 4 and the game. TNC will get a 1-1 result by taking game 2 in this first series of TI 7.
You pick Raven for your fantasy team, I think you gave a lot. 19-0, 230 CS.
I can't bring up the board anymore. Yeah, Raven. Hey, man, Raven is one of the big ones. I think the only downside for TNC was the fact they have 2 series today, maybe. Either way.
Oh, they only have 2 series. Then I guess you shouldn't pick them for you. I believe EG has 3 today, and
Yeah,
Liquid have 3.
EG definitely has 3 coming up today. And
I
of
know
course,
that
there's a lot more Dota coming up. There's still probably the other streams going on. We're running 4 consecutive streams for the group stage. So every Dota, you can check them out from 1 to 4. They're all there. Syndra and I will be